Welcome back, guys, for more Week 5 action. This time we are going into another best-of-3 series between two people I often enjoy watching going head-to-head or in any matchup they play. Going into game number 1 on Submarine. Let's dive in here. Now these two players often have a tendency to be kind of aggressive or cheeky, if I recall right from the previous matches. So let's see what happens. It is a TVZ. And in the bottom left-hand corner, the orange tear in pieces. Almost at Protoss. He is Eugooglizer. A what? A Eugooglizer. And in the top left-hand corner, from Biology, he is Blitz. Now, this is a matchup I kind of want to see happen because, if I remember right, Eugooglizer has a tendency. I have to think about it. I think he's kind of a cheeky player sometimes. Adding on a quick gas there kind of makes me wonder. He wants a little bit of extra gas, clearly. Now, Blitz, on the other hand, I'm really curious as to what Blitz has in mind for us. Looks like a standard hatch gas pool. He will have a little bit more gas here this time around, so actually he's going into a second gas already. So obviously we're going to go for some kind of tech here. My guess is he's trying to rush up to some kind of BC action. That's been pretty popular, going for them battle cruisers real quick. Let's adding on that natural hatchery. Let's see what happens here. Orbital on the way. Will there be an expansion added on? I got a tech lab or a reactor coming down. This means we'll be able to double up right away on Marines or Reapers. Looks like we're going to go straight to that factory though. Adding on another starport here. See what happens. Oh, I did it again. Did it again. Oh my gosh. Magi, get your stuff together here, buddy. Get your mess together. There we go. Can't restart that recorder. I'm not going to restart any recordings at this point. Just trying to get these done and called up to what's current. Yeah, okay, so we should see... There you go, starport coming down. Let's see what happens here. We got battle cruiser on the way, possible banshees, maybe alien drop. Lings making their way across the map. See, this is going to actually be pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure he already knows that there's no command center. Ooh. So, alright, we're going to see a bit of an aggressive drop into the back of the base. So we got banelings on the way. This is going to be useful to clean up Marines. So we're going to see probably see some siege tanks pop out here. Yep, siege tanks. Medevacs on the way. Now, Blitz, I need you to poke up here. Please tell me you're going to poke up and see what's going on. It's absolutely key that you see what's going on right now, sir. Oh, don't reveal that tank, you Eugooglizer. Don't reveal the tank. He's moving straight across the map. He's actually just going to move straight across the map here. It's actually going to be a bit of a no-no because Blitz does have a counterplay set up. Here we go. Zergling's just going to go straight in. Dive right in on these couple Marines here. And so they're actually going to get Eugooglizer to come back. Now, this is a pretty awkward position to fight in as Terra because, you're down on the high ground of your base, but the siege tank will shoo away the Lings. There's still a lot of Lings here. The siege tank does unsiege. It should be a great time to jump for it, Blitz, if you're going to go. Nope, he's going to go ahead and add on some banelings here. Third base, no third base yet for Blitz. So it looks like he might have just wanted to go two-base pressure and get a baneling bust off here. But here we go, a good surround on these Lings right here, on these Marines in this tank. Is going to be able to clean this up. And the Banshee on the way. Ooh, I threw for the Banshee, okay. Now these units are actually going to get caught on the low ground here. Now this Banshee will be helpful for shooing this away. Needs to focus fire the banelings though, because if these banelings get up here, the zerglings will get in. There is a tank on the high ground as well. Will it happen? All right, wall has been broken, but there's nothing here left. There's nothing left here to clean this up, or to get really anything done. Now, is there another round of lings on the way? No, Blitz is just gonna go ahead and go for that third base. He saw the tech, and he really didn't get a lot of value all those lings and those banelings. You know, you got in a wall, you killed off a couple tanks, some marines. That does slow down the overall push from Terran, but again, you know, you really didn't get that economic damage you were hoping for. Still, Terran is on one base, so going up against a 3-base Zerg. Ooh, it's not gonna be a fun day for our Eugooglizer. Banshee coming in here trying to see what it can get done. Now there are spores already out in the natural and the main. 2 Banshees added on here. Get to work on that third base. Might force a cancel, as I don't think Blitz is up there. Blitz is not going to come over and sacrifice the queens for that. Alright. Finally, a command center being added on here. 6 minutes. You're not taking your natural bases, Terran at 6 minutes. Now, see, this is where things are going to get interesting, because right now Blitz is in a great economic position. He's got a base lead, you know, he can get his third base up. Well, if you saw that or not, that drone go by. Third base now going to be taken to the south here for Blitz. See, this is where things are going to start to get interesting as the Terran player, because you know you're behind here because you don't have your baseline, you don't have your natural. As long as you can keep Zerg off that third base, you should be in a pretty good position here. One queen does fall, trading queen for a Banshee. So these Banshees are already finding some value. You know, they denied a third base twice. They've taken out a queen. You're keeping... Oh, about to get another drone kill here too. Another Banshee added on. Cloak all the way. Going up to 3 Banshees. Let's see what else. What else is going to go on here? Hey, Eugooglizer, move that. Thank you. All right. Base count's about to even up here, and Blitz still hasn't found a real answer for these Banshees yet, and they've been keeping them off that third base. Queen coming in here to poke this away. Needs to push a creep somewhere. There we go. Okay. So, general rule of thumb I like to follow as a Zerg is you always expand your creep towards where you're going to expand, right? Because it's going to make it a lot easier for your queens to get down there and just, you know, be able to support that base rather than having to go into Brenda mode. Seems they forget their walkers. Brenda! Creep timber getting denied there. Third Banshee being added on. I'm not liking this. Not liking this. Blitz here is not able to quite get this third base down just yet. Now there's 3 Banshees here. Now a couple of these Banshees are already bruised, which means the Queen should have an easier time cleaning this up. They are having to chase these Banshees way off creep, so third base should actually finally get established. But hey, Eugooglizer has caught up. He has 3 command centers, 1 not in the third base just yet. Keeping it in the wall to build some SCVs to get called up there. Fair enough. Another factory being added on, so we have that mech coming down. Now, mech is a great composition that you can play just to kind of turtle things out, you know, and get caught up that way. And she's just going to make their way back home, finally getting that ever so needed drone transfer down to that third base. Now here's a question. What does Blitz actually know? Does Blitz know the composition he's up against? He sees Banshees, right? Just got the scout, so he definitely has figured out that this is mech. Which is definitely what he's much needed information to find out here. Third base on the way. Not sure if it got scouted there by the Overlord or not. No, it looks like it just skirted division. Overlord in the south there isn't going to confirm that the third base is down just yet either. Sending out a couple more Overlords here. Figure out what is going on. Now, this is a great time for Terran to be, pressure Terran a bit here because, you got all these siege tanks everywhere, sure, but if you have enough lings, you can still break this. Is it going into Hydrotech here? Alright, is there a lurker in yet? Please be no lurkers. Very Roach Hydra, which is a great composition, I guess, to counter this. I would prefer to see maybe some Swarm Hosts. So, I did run into a problem, guys. I get off topic here a little bit from this game and look outside the game. What do y'all think of Infestors right now? I don't know if I miss the Infested Marines more, or if it was a good move to get rid of them. Like, I'm being kind of out of the loop with some of the information that's been going around and what people have talked about. Banshee's making their way up north here to see if they could find any kind of damage. They will get spotted here by that Overlord. Where are these Overlords? But I feel like the lack of the Infested Marine, the Infested Marines with the Infestors just kind of limits what they can do. But that's just me. I love this ball of Overlords just sitting here. Need 4 Overlords to sit here and watch this ramp. It's a very important ramp. You need to know that there's stuff here at this ramp. We even have a Zergling here. Making sure there's nothing there. Absolutely important. One finishes up here for our good friend Blitz in blue as we just go into that macro game. Further and further into that macro game. This will be a long one, or it could be done very quickly. But Eugooglizer getting that 4th command center down here, and a 5th. Just Sim sitting up his corner of the map. He's got everything but the barbershop. It's highly important that the barbershop is built. Otherwise, how are you going to keep your Thors there looking sharp? This Thor's actually stuck in the main. I think there's a... No, they can get out. Yeah, they can get out right through there. Hellbat siege tanks and Thors, oh my. Blitz, I don't know if you... I think I'm trying to posture here to go and, apply some pressure, but I'm not sure if that's really the best situation here for Blitz. Like, there's a lot of siege tanks. There is a lot of mech on this side of the map. This Banshee is actually going to spot this. Hey, look what we have here. And then the Lurker did against mech. Now, I do this too, where I go into Lurkers against mech. It is actually a bad idea. I've learned this multiple times. It's actually very bad to go Lurkers against mech. What really works, though, is Broodlords, apparently. Swarm Hosts. I gotta get back in the habit of using Swarm Hosts. I hear they are very good units. But here we go. Let's try to get in here and take on this third base. There are siege tanks everywhere. The Hellbat's joining in. Thor's stuck on the high ground. Not really getting a lot of value. These Banshees are getting cleaned up. The Hellbats are getting cleaned up. The tanks in the third have been cleaned up. There is a lot of Zerg here. This third base is actually going to get followed with 20 SCVs being picked off as well. Ooh, this is actually a really good push for Blitz. So all these Thors stuck in the main. Just, completely just... Oh no. Big oof. Big oof. That's actually a really good economic damage for Blitz. As it is going to put Eugooglizer a little bit behind. But he does have this base in the north. Mining, up and running, gas rolling. But here we go. Blitz swinging around to the north side. He's also going to be able to get in here and get some damage on that floating command center. Hydra's getting to work on that. Roach is getting... He does pick that one off. And Roach is going to dive in here on top of this new 4th base in the north. Or new 3rd base. A lot more SCVs being dealt with here. This Roach Hydra comp getting a lot done. And that's going to put Eugooglizer back down to 2 bases. As Blitz just rotates right on out of here. So far, once again, the Cast Curse striking. Saying that this is bad, but this is actually working out quite well. but it looks like Eugooglizer has had enough. Now, upgrade advantage. It's 1-1 on both sides, or 2-1. These Thors is getting torn right up here. Roach Hydra is making work. And magic happened, but hold the phone on the other side of the map. Eugooglizer says, I've had enough. I'm just going to keep pushing right on the other side of the map. These reinforcements for Blitz getting picked off here in the process. I have a bit of an awkward base trade. Oh, there we go. Blitz is just going to back up and come over here to deal with this. Thor's continuing to push forward. Siege Tank's getting some pot shots off on the... no vision on the high ground here. It's a bit of an awkward bottleneck. These Siege Tanks will be able to do a little bit of damage. These Thors continuing to push forward. They're going to take out the natural hatchery. They are kind of stuck here. The concave of Blitz will be able to clean this up quite effectively as he is just going to muscle his way in right up nice and cozy to these Thors. He will end up cleaning all of them up. A few punches being thrown back and forth, but if this is a TKO, a unanimous decision so far. It looks like Eugooglizer, you were down some points, man, going into round 2. Let's see what you have up your sleeve. Now, you do have 3 bases once again. To only, only the 4 base of Blitz over here, who is going to reestablish that natural. As 3-3 is about to finish up. Blitz going to go right back out for another. He's retaking the center of the map. Here he goes. He's pushing once again. Going to go check to see if there is a 3rd base back. There is no 3rd base here. It's in the south. They move south. Now, there's no siege tanks. This is kind of concerning, right? Against Hydras, siege tanks are actually incredibly useful. Eugooglizer, look at Fred. What do you got for range here? Well, what do you got for range? These Hydras were able to walk right up on top of these Thors. You are able to push them back with the Hellbats, but I feel some siege tanks for to soften that push up even more. Lurkers in the south! Lurkers in the south getting work done. Taking out another 20 SCVs. Eugooglizer, man. Oh. Looking like a sad day for our orange Terran Paces here in game number 1. As the next round of Hydras make their way across the map. GG gets called out. And game number 1 goes to Blitz. And this best of 3 series. Whew, it'd be awfully warm in here. Let me turn the ceiling light off. Alright. Yeah, I know. I need a new chair. New chair would be great. I probably should turn the AC on. It is getting awfully warm in here. Echo launcher's already open. Alright, let's see. Oh, jeez. I think I like live casting more, guys. No offense. I love it. I think we should make it a point to try and live cast all of the finals. Alright, game number 2. Going on Pillars of Gold. Be right back. Let me turn the AC. Alright, here we go. Game number 2 on Pillars of Gold. As in the bottom left-hand corner, currently down 1-0 in this best of 3 series. It is the orange Terran Pieces from TG Crew. There you Eugooglizer. Let's see what he has up his sleeve for us this time. Now that he didn't send anything out, looks like they're both playing the macro game once again. And in the top right-hand corner, currently up 1-0. From Valid G, it is Blitz. Everybody looking like they want to play the normal game. Alright, normal game so far. So far. I think these two have done their homework on each other, you know, have decided this might be the best way to play this game. Because, I forget if it was Eugooglizer. Who was the one who's always doing the cheeky stuff? I can't remember, guys. I would love to see it against Blitz, because, you know, Blitz has a tendency to kind of do some of the similar things, a little more aggressive style, I should say. But anyway. Pillars of Gold. I wonder why it's called Pillars of Gold. Is it because of the pillars in the middle? There's no gold base. Why is it called Pillars of Gold? Anyway, with Reaper coming out here to start things off. Gonna be able to, yeah, there we go. A little bit more normal style for Eugooglizer this time. Getting his natural base down at a much better time. Rather than 6 minutes. I understand going 1-1-1 like you did, you know, is what's going to cause that to be delayed. But I feel you could have snuck that in a little bit sooner. And still got the same results you were going for. But anyway, here we go. Reaper coming out here. It does get spotted by the Overlord, so he knows exactly about where this is heading. We'll be taking a quick stop at the natural ramp and heading right on up here. Some Lings out already. Let's see if he tries to fight off the Lings first. A lot of Terrans don't actually do that. You know, they see Lings and just kind of, oh, okay, we need to back away from them with the Reaper, because like, if you could pick off their Lings, right? This first 4 Lings. Let's see here. That's 2 drones. That's 100 mineral right there, right? So it's 2 drones that were just picked up. But now that the Queen's out, you're going to have a much harder time, you know, finding that economic damage. Okay, but here we go. Lings being sent up here to the 3rd base. A little escort for that drone. Reaper hops up into the main. Let's see if he decides to go and peek around to see what he can find. Go on the other side of the map. Interesting place to continue your wall off. Make sure you clean up those rocks. What do we got? 2 racks factory, so 2-1-1, the standard. Reaper does make it out. Did he get any damage done? Nope, no lost resources. We got production tab back. There we go. Anyway, so what do we got? 2-on-1 here for Terran on the way. Starport being thrown down here. Let's finish up in time for the reactor. So 2-on-1 is your typical drop style. You know, you're going to try to get in, do any kind of economic damage you can. And if you keep the Reaper alive for this, it does make things incredibly useful because you can kind of distract the Zerg, but you're going to lose your Reaper. But you can use that, you know, keep that Reaper alive to use it to kind of poke one spot and then drop in the other. Bit of a, you know, a multi-pronged 1-2 type deal. Free base here to Blitz to the 2 of Eugooglizer. Just waiting for that drop to come on out. This should be out on the map, at least hitting by 5 minutes and 30 seconds. He's well on his way to making that time. It's going to take about maybe about 10 seconds for these medevacs to get across the map. Just wait for the last few of the Marines to finish up here as well. I think I'd much rather see you wall up here at the ramp. It's kind of I know you can lower the depots, but this is a nice wide ramp because your Zerg opponent a lot of room. Gives anybody a lot of room to get up there. Anyway, +1 melee on the way here for Blitz. We do have Banelings down. Yeah, the hook's up. Does he have hooks yet? Nope. Here we go. The drop will get spotted as it leaves the natural base of Eugooglizer. But now, whether or not Blitz was actually paying attention there to the map, does he know? Overseer morphing in here. He is. Looks like he is preparing for that drop to come in. Pushing that creep out a little bit further. Getting his injects down. Viking here. Alright. Gonna shoot his overseer. Get the drop. Nope. Not seeing a whole lot this time around, but here we go. Let's watch Blitz's camera as his drop comes in here. Does he check the map? He's not checking the map. He's not looking at the map. Oh no, he's not looking at his mini-map. Install minimap.exe. He knows now, but the Marines have already started to unload. The Zerglings on the way. Gonna pick right back up and move on out of here. Gonna drop on the low ground. He's just trying to clean up the overlords here. This is a good bit of damage here because you supply cap your opponent. Opponent can't stand, opponent can't fight, right? So now, all in all, a little bit of damage being dealt there, picking off a few overlords. I'd like to see a little bit more get done with this drop, though. I mean, just to keep the Zerg honest on the map. Zerglings making their way around to the south here. It looks like they're going to try to head down towards a possible third base location of Terran. How many kills has that Viking got so far? No kills? One if you count the Overseer that didn't actually kill. So, fourth base here of Blitz will get spotted with a handful of drones here as well. We go ahead and drop right in that mineral line. Ling's going to come in here in a bit of an awkward angle. You do not need to pick up. You can actually clean all this up with just these Marines alone, which you will do. 6 drones fall so far. Fourth base is going to get cleaned up as well. So the follow-up here is for... Looks like we got some Marines, mines, and medevacs. Oh, there's no fourth base up there. Viking here is about to find himself a second kill. I think it's 3 kills and a fighter pilot gets an ace, or becomes an ace. I forget how many it is for a hat trick though. Fun facts. Another drop continuing to find a little bit of damage here and cleaning up once again. Another overlord on the map. This time it will get caught. However, these 1-1 Marines doing some work to these Zerglings. Hydra's now getting cleaned up as well, but the reinforcements coming in from the south here. Some medevacs, mines, and Marines going to continue to push. These queens here cleaning up these Marines one at a time. They are on creep, but here we go. Scan, stem, creep timber is beginning to get picked off here as Eugooglizer makes his push. Heading northbound quickly for that third base. Now the Hydra Den is here as well. The range about to finish up. The serrated spine's about to finish up. I do that's what the upgrade is called. A groove spine, excuse me. Here we go. Once again, Marines pushing forward here. Getting onto this creep. Queen's falling. A lot of banelings not yet finished. Centrifugal hooks also not finished yet. You need to wait just a second for these afraid to kick in. Working a nice surround there. There we go. Sort of cleaning this up. Some units left over here. These Hydras. A few queens left. But I think there's more than enough Terran here to continue the pressure. Second push is about ready to head out. It is loading up. Heading northbound right now. Widowmine going to detonate on top of a queen there. This push is finally getting cleaned up. However, the second one of Eugooglizer is on the way. Heading towards that newly established fourth base of Blitz. Not quite mining just yet. Blitz trying to gather his wits, I guess you could say, to figure out where he should go from here. Continuing, he's going to throw down a fifth base, and it looks like he's just going to double expand. I mean, he's got the mineral for it. He clearly injects him that on point. However, this pressure is going to get cleaned up here by the Hydras. The 4 more drones do get picked off. Alright, so at this point, I think Eugooglizer is in a good position to continue on his upgrade game. 2-2's about to finish up. Which means we're going to have another pretty scary push coming in here against the 1-1 of the Hydras. And the Hydras don't even have their upgrades yet. They just have Carapace. Eugooglizer making that same path straight up north here, past that original location for 4th base. Queen going to eat another Widow Mine there as it heads over for some creep tumors. Still pushing that creep. I don't know, I'm not liking the fact that how far behind Blitz is on upgrades here. As these bases continue to get cleaned up. Splitting up these units here to get some damage done and clean up, soften up that Zerg army just a little bit. Here we go, stem forward. Eugooglizer continuing to get some damage done. That base in the north over here, it will get cleaned up. And the reinforcements once again. This is the macro machine of Terran, guys. And another drop is on the way. 3rd base will get picked off now as well. Banelings finishing up here, morphing in the back. That's a lot of Banelings for. But is it going to be enough? That is the question. But is it going to be enough? Is another drop is going to make its way into the north here? I wonder if this drop is going to head straight to the main. Oh, could have sent that one straight to the main. Just not enough. Blitz is trying to clean up this army on the left side of the map, but however, there is another one on the right side. This is just going to start to pull Blitz back and forth, left and right. 20 more drones go down, and 3rd base, 4th base going down here. He's just going to pick up and head straight to the main and unload once again. Should be enough here to get that. To actually get the main base as well. These Zerglings running in. GG gets called out. And Eugooglizer ties this series up at 1 apiece as we go into game number 3. And see, this is what I was talking about, guys. This is why I wanted to see these two play. Because, you know, usually it goes to a best of 3 in some cases. Like Blitz, I think the past few games of Blitz and Cass have gone to a best of 3. Alright, let's load up game number 3 here. So ordered a new keyboard, got new keyboard is dead in 3 days, and it was a relatively expensive keyboard, so I'm a little bit upset about that. I'm waiting to hear back when I'll have confirmation of replacement parts. Kind of sad you're ordering that, but here we go. Game number 3. Back to the StarCraft. No more of my sad story. It's Everdream LE. Series tied 1 apiece. In the top right-hand corner, it is the orange Terran pieces of the Eugooglizer. You too. And in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Zerg pieces of Blitz. I'll see what these two have in store for us going into game number 3. Now, is it going to be a little bit safer? Is it going to be a little bit more aggressive or cheeky? I don't know. Both players are fighting for their life in the series here. So I imagine it'll just be a little bit more respectable, shake hands type of deal. It looks like we're going to see a pretty standard opening for Eugooglizer. Now, he knows his play, the play last time worked. With the pressure and so forth. Oh, what do we have here? Eugooglizer sending out that SCV to a bit of an interesting location. Where's it? Alright, to the 3rd base of Zerg. Now, what if it's just going to try for a quick little eBay or something like that to block this? Yep, okay, there we go. The engineering bay block. This does make it a little bit more of a hassle for Zerg to expand, because you now have to take this low ground expansion if you want that 3rd base, or you have to spend your time cleaning up that engineering bay. So it's a little bit, just a little way for Terra to sort of control the flow of Zerg's expansions. And as this low ground one is actually, I think, a little bit further away in terms of travel. not quite straight shot. SCV does get here, get a scout. It would be hilarious to see a bunker being thrown down right now. I was gonna say, if he threw down a bunker right as that finished, I wonder how Blitz would react to that. You know, probably pull a few drones to stop it. Or maybe, you know, maybe he would call you a bluff there, just keep that one drone building that, killing that SCV. Couple Marines on the way here. Did eBay get spotted? Yeah, that eBay got spotted. SCV does get a full scout in the main as well. We'll see where the spawning pool is at. Yeah, everything looking pretty standard here for our Zerg friend. Looks like we might have a similar play to game number 1 actually here for Eugooglizer. No second gas just yet, so 1-1-1. Marines, let's see if our reactor gets added on to that factory or if it's going to be a tech lab. So far the Marine count kind of tells me, okay, there's a second gas, but so far the Marine count kind of tells me it's going to be a tech lab that gets added on. Because we don't have a second yet, okay, we don't have a second barracks yet. So it looks like we might go into that Banshee play, and kind of going back to game number 1, he does have his command center down a lot sooner this time, so you will be able to get that mining going. We'll better shut that door. Marines on the outside. Getting some free kills there. Make sure losing only a couple Marines. Able to clean that up. Good way to stop this is throw a bunker on the low ground. Now, so it looks like it's just going to be a Ling flood here from Blitz. The Baneling nest is down, so it will be a Baneling bust. Should see these get more... There we go. He has a selected. Baneling 1, Baneling 2, Baneling 3. This Marine coming out, trying to find any kind of pressure to see what's coming. He will see all these Zerglings and go, mommy. Ooh, a little bit late to try and wall off there. You're going to have to cancel that and lift that base. Now, here's the scary part. You need to throw down a couple extra buildings here to soften up for these Banelings about to come down and knock down that door. It's your best bet. Now, as you see these Banelings warping, you know, you need to be throwing down some extra structures here. Anywhere, just to block this off. These Banelings actually not getting a very good connection, though. Eugooglizer getting a bit of luck here as the Banelings just kind of stop at the top. They will be able to get in, but they will also get cleaned up and not find any real damage from this this barracks is burning. He's going to go ahead and get that repair. Now, what is the follow-up here for Blitz? It looks like he's just going to take the third on the low ground. Not going to bother with that fourth base in the north just yet. A few more Lings coming out. You know, I'm starting to worry here a little bit for Blitz. I mean, he only has 13 drones, and he's going up to a third base. So you don't have the economy to keep this going. And at this point, you've seen the tech. You've seen the tech of Terran. So I feel like all Eugooglizer has to do here is hold on. For one more push here, that's about all it's going to take. And I imagine Blitz will go ahead and tap out. He hasn't been building too many drones. 4 drones on the production tab just now. He is going to start getting that base. That natural saturated. Here we go. Oh, the great connection there from that Widowbind on those Zerglings. We'll go ahead and send these Banelings packing. Another Widowbind on the way out. I would love to see this one go in the low ground. Now here's a question. Is this gonna... Does he have lair yet? No, no lair. So what is Blitz's follow-up here? He's just gonna get this Overlord in here to check around. This is probably where I would probably have a lair by now, at least. You know, I know you probably don't have the gas, but a lair at this point, go into a Nidus, you know, you're gonna get by that wall. You're gonna get by that Terran wall, which is very directional based right now, as it's only gonna stop one side, right? So. Liberator out here for Eugooglizer. Looks like he's going to send it out on the map. Try and get some economic damage done. 44 to workers to 30. That might have been our supplies looking at it earlier. I apologize. So Blitz actually catching up relatively quickly here, as he has kept Eugooglizer off that natural base for quite a bit. And going up to a 3-base Zerg. In fact, we might start to have a little more of a game on our hands. And now, the question Will this guy get anything done? He's gonna get one shot off, kill a drone, and that should be about it for that Liberator. Ooh, he does make it out. Heading southbound. Yep, double back. Alright, interesting place to siege up there. They're just going to come up here and clean up that engineering bay now. Second Liberator being sent out. Third being sent out. Just going to siege up multiple points on the map. Ooh, there's one actually here to natural to get a few more drones. 6 drones killed so far. Another Liberator here in that third base. Getting a few free banelings. Getting a couple more drones now as well. Some larvae getting killed. Another drone. Another drone. Another one in the natural as well. You know, this Liberator siege is starting to, you know, provide a little bit of freedom here. Eugooglizer, you know, to have a little more freedom on the map. Oh, you guys can actually hear that. That's bad. It's like, what is that noise? Anyway, fourth base about to finish up here. Are you going to decide to try and send anything out here? Are you going to try to drop? I'm going to try and drop that fourth base. You need to keep Zerg back here at this point. You need to keep Zerg a little bit more contained to try and stay in this game. Because, you know, you're on 2 base, yes, but how long is that going to last? Especially once your Blitz gets here to see is, hey, no third base. Hey, what's over here? No third base. Okay. So you're on 2 base, which means a little bit of pressure might be coming my way. I'm waiting for the big load up here. That's what I'm waiting for. A big lift. You guys know Terran units can repair, right? The Liberators are kind of costly to have on the map for not getting any value, and on top of that, if you either lose them, sure they have a few kills between them, but not a lot to really write home about. You know, 8 kills on that one, 5 kills, so 13 kills between them. Should see a push come out here very shortly. He is coming back to repair these, I would assume. Hey, you gonna repair? There we go. Now, what's going on in Blitzland? Blitz, you're getting these hooks. You know, you're feeling pretty comfortable right now. You're getting that +1 carapace, some hydras, getting their serrated spines or grooved spines. You're sitting pretty on 3, now 4 base. You know, now you're looking like you're gonna have an easy day, very easy day. Third base just now down for Eugooglizer. This is a very different Eugooglizer actually. This game. I'm kind of worried actually. What upgrades do you have, sir? You have no upgrades to the +1 melee, speed, and hooks of Zerg. And your medevacs are moving ahead of your army. You might want to work on your A-click or command moves there. This is going to get spotted. Well... the deep depressing sigh as the push has already been spotted here. Is there enough for Eugooglizer? Is there enough to handle this upcoming fight? I'm more concerned about Blitz now, actually. There's only 46 RE supply here, and this is it. There's not a lot here. There's not a lot of banelings. He's probably got to give up one of these 1, maybe 2 base if this push happens right now. To be able to, you know, handle the cover for this. Creek Timber's getting cleaned up here. Widow Mines being burrowed. Good spread on these Widow Mines. Queen will go and eat one of them. The Widow Mines come in here. Nice connections coming down there. There we go. The surround on these Marines. It will get cleaned up relatively effectively. I mean, there's not a Marine left. There's not a Marine left. Oh, there's one left. And again, what did this accomplish for Eugooglizer? There's not a lot there. The Blitz this got spotted early enough on that, you know, Blitz is able to deal with this. You know, he just immediately queued up some Zerglings. Didn't really have to worry about too much. It's kind of a mind game, though. Not moving this army, not moving these Liberators and Mines, it does kind of is kind of concerning. As Blitz, you might be a little bit concerned, but there's not a whole lot of army supply coming across you Google. There's not a whole lot of army. A few more mines, some marines. I mean, sure, if these mines get a big connection, this will swing in your favor. And these liberators are providing a good choke here in this bottleneck, so you can't just run up on them. Queens will get cleaned up. One queen left, and the Banelings roll over that. Liberators getting cleaned up, and this is where Blitz, is going to run away with the game. That would probably be where I would tap out relatively quickly, actually, because you see what Zerg has, right? You've been sitting on your side of the map. You're the Terrier. You're Eugooglizer. You've been sitting on your side of the map for roughly 7 minutes, maybe a little more, and you don't have a whole lot going for you. Like, army supplies even. You're on 1-1 to the 2-1 upgrades, or +2 melee here of Zerg with Carapace. Which means these Banelings are going to provide some, some big fireworks as soon as they run into you. And that's going to probably be the end of this game. You don't have the Marauder count. They eat the Banelings. You have 2 Marauders in that entire army. You're going to get up here and catch them morphing, which does help, but there's already some morph. There's already a lot here. Widowmine does not get down in time. The Banelings continue to roll forward, and your army supply is now half what it was. Maybe not a reason to tap out yet. You do have army and you are mining. You are meeting my 2 rules here for staying in a game. You do have tools to come back. But the question is, will you find the correct path to come back? Blitz, once again, has another base added on. He's added on, 2 bases now? They get this one right here with the purple gas, or rich gas, and one in the south. So he's starting to expand and run away at the game. You're down about 27 army supplies. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not dire straits, oh no bad. It's bad. It's bad to the point where door's not closed. Can't close the door. Uh-oh. Now it's bad. Now it's dire straits bad. You don't even need to fight the army. Just run up the ramp. You don't even need to fight turn at this point. Just get on top of the production. There you go. Banelings on the other side of the map. Run on a roll back here. Roll it back. Yeah, right. There we go. Good cleanup there. But Zerg is in the main base of Terra, which means it is on top of the production, is on top. What little mining is in the main. This army of Zerg cleaning up the last of the Terran on the low ground. Widowmine's not doing a whole lot here. Finally going to get a connection. Clean up a lot of those Zerglings. But again, in the main base is the scary part here. This is the scary part. Yeah, production's been basically shut down. You're losing the SCVs on the low ground. And I think at this point, Eugooglizer are just trying to come to terms with everything. In terms of what happened, possibly what you should have been doing or could have done. This is why you can't sit back, guys. You cannot sit back at StarCraft 2 against any race. Because that's what happens. Anyway, Blitz secures the win. 2-1 in this series. Guys, I'll be back with more JSL Group B action for you. Peace. I'm out.